Okay, so basically what this podcast is going to be
Yeah.
is us, me, Hamish,
And me, Jasher.
talking about whatever the fluff we want to talk about.
Yeah, whatever comes to mind, whatever we're interested in. We are calling it Collectanea. Wait, what do we even call it? Collectanea of Everything.
Yes.
Collectanea of Everything. And Collectanea is pretty much like a archaic, Old English, cool-sounding word that means just like a collection. So we're going
It's
to
like the
collect that.
literal meaning of it.
Yeah. If you didn't realise what Collectanea sounds like, it's collection. But we're just going to talk about whatever. Everything.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yes, but no.
Yeah. I mean, we've got our
We're
own...
wanting to keep this real chill.
Yeah.
Low energy. Hopefully low energy to listen to.
I'm sitting
we're
back
wanting
drinking
this
a milkshake.
Yeah.
So.
And I've got a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I've already finished my milkshake. We want to talk about anything that's we want to make a podcast that I guess at the end of the week when we decide to make this, whenever we decide to do it, we have time to make it. We want it to be like an unwind for us. Sit down, we talk about our hobbies, things that we've enjoyed, like movies we've enjoyed or TV shows that we've enjoyed throughout the week.
Stories we've heard.
Because we both work. We both
Yeah.
have full-time jobs. We have families. Oh,
There's your family now.
that's my family. Put that down here so it doesn't vibrate.
Is your kid okay? You better check.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
There you go. Good. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been wanting to do...
We
wanted to do this for so long, but we
Yeah.
just haven't gotten around to it. And we finally,
Yeah.
we thought we just will. I mean, didn't really... We've always had so many ideas. Like, we've thought about just doing this before. We've tried it a few times. We thought about, hey, maybe why don't we just do something on movies or games? Or for a while, I was thinking, hey, it would be cool to like talk about myths or legends. Or
Basically,
do something like that.
we couldn't agree on any one thing
No.
to do it on.
So there we go. We're going to do it on everything.
I feel like that in a way makes it a lot more relaxing for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you as the viewer, hopefully it's not too topsy-turvy, I guess,
Yeah.
all over the place. But we don't know a lot of what we're talking about. We will try and do research if we're going to be talking. We have thought about maybe going in depth into worlds that we've worlds of movies and TV shows that we
Yeah.
enjoy, and going in depth about things that maybe not the everyday viewer of that would realize.
Yeah.
For just anything that we enjoy, but we'll try and do research then, try and get as accurate as we can.
But I mean, I guess this is pretty much like we do this anyway. Like we just have catch up sometimes, and all we do is just talk about something for like a ridiculous amount of time and just talk it to death. And we just find it. We really enjoy doing it, and we thought, why don't we invite people in? Why don't we see if this is something that other people might enjoy as well? Or I mean, and we thought like potentially as this goes on, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about or want to get into the conversation, it could be really cool. We don't really have a plan. We just want to do something.
As I said before, it's basically just an unwind for us. We're just
Exactly.
we want to sit down, we want to talk about it, but this sort of saves us from talking. You're trying to put that glass down.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to put it down
so
quietly. There we
gently
go.
there.
I did it.
You know the mics on our shirts, not on the table.
I realised that. I was right down next to the front. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Anyway, so but basically, I guess this spares other people. Like this is the sort of stuff that we would normally it would be in our minds, and we would want to talk to people about it in general conversation, like a family gathering or whatever.
Yeah.
Harass everyone who tries to talk to us about like just D&D or movies or board games or something we've done, that's really nerdy and geeky. And I guess this sort of spares us from, we're putting it out online for people to choose to listen to.
Exactly.
Rather than subjecting our families to it.
And if we're not speaking, we're going to be trying to do, we'll do podcasts on like a topic, we'll have a topic for the podcast, but everyone will be completely different. One day we might just talk about a movie, like you said, or a world. One day we might just read an article, think it's cool, talk about that. But there'll be variety, and I guess we're going to do it in a way that a lot of different people have different interests, different people want to listen to different things. And this way, if we collect everything up, you can pick things that might interest you. Some people might just listen to the odd thing. And we just want to make it really chill and really like kind of, what's the word for it? Something that you can easily get into and get out of. And yeah. But like, exactly what you were saying. Sometimes I want to talk about things, but not my family members or my wife might not want to talk about what of the original black and white Universal monster movies are the best. So things like that. But I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be cool. I'm glad we're finally doing it.
Yeah, I'm glad to. No, this is mean.
Yeah.
Well, we don't actually have anything planned for this first episode, though.
Nothing at all. We just thought we'd do an introduction.
And we are wanting to keep these reasonably short. We'll probably aim for half an hour, but
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
And for future plans for it, we don't really know as well.
Yeah.
We just know we want to be able to keep it, be able to sustain it.
Yeah.
So
and we might not release might not be weekly, might not be fortnightly, might
we
be
might
monthly
collect
at
up a
times.
bunch of recordings and then just release them all in one go.
But we're gonna keep at it. We are.
Yeah.
We'll hold ourselves to that. We'll release things. Yeah, it'll be cool. I don't know. Do we just want to talk a bit about ourselves, or is that boring?
That's probably pretty boring, but I guess we should.
Okay. I was born. No. What should I? Do you want to go first? What do you do for a job, Hamish?
Oh, well, I'm a fourth year apprentice, I think it is, for a building. I do building, basically.
And
what I
do you think that's your passion, or?
Not really.
Yeah.
At this point, it's more just a job. It's, it brings money in. That's about it.
Yeah.
Pays for my board games.
Hobbies, addictions, yeah.
Pays for my board game addictions.
And you're married? You got?
Yeah, I'm married, and I've got just over 3 months. I think he's 3.5 month old.
Yeah. Baby
boy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess what are some of your interests, or I guess what are the things? I guess we'll find out by the course of this podcast what each of our interests will probably come to light. But I don't know what some things you're into, or some things you've been watching recently, or playing recently, or been looking into recently.
Well, mate, most recent has been mainly Scythe board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know about that.
Yeah, it got you up for your birthday. It's been like the funnest thing ever.
We got an expansion over Christmas that you got for me as well. Yeah, my job doesn't really pay for my board game addiction. I think other people pay for it.
I'm loving it though, because it's like an excuse.
People buy me board games, but
it's an excuse for me, because I'm like, hey, I'm getting this for Hamish, but it's kind of for myself as well. So
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I've been playing that a lot, especially since I got the expansion over Christmas, and then I bought myself another expansion to make the board even bigger, so it covers the entire table, and takes like half an hour to set up and pack away. Yeah. But I've been playing that. I've been trying to watch through all the Studio Ghibli movies. Yeah. Nearing there, I think. I've almost finished them all.
I really got to do it. Yeah.
Which is something I would love to talk about.
We need to.
And I know I am mispronouncing it, but the
Ghibli.
name.
I've always said Ghibli.
I've always said Ghibli, and you've always said Ghibli. Yeah.
I know.
I think yours is more correct. I think it is meant to be pronounced.
You're the
Ghibli.
one who did Japanese at school, though, so I'll.
Yeah. But I did just do a quick Google of what it's meant to, how it's meant to be pronounced, and I'm still not satisfied of whichever way. But
what's right?
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ghibli, with that sound anyway. Obviously, better pronunciation in Japanese. There'd be some better. It wouldn't sound so horrible, but I don't know. They pronounce it slightly different, but that sound is meant to be Ghibli rather than Ghibli.
Ghibli.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Ghibli.
I must pronounce so many things wrong.
Well, because the I's you're meant to pronounce with a E sound, as far as I know. Anyway, as I said before, we don't really know a lot of what we're talking about, but we try not to.
We go with it. I've always been hopeless at pronunciation.
If we get caught out in something, we'll try and correct it later on and stuff. But for now,
just forgive us. Just give us some grace.
So I'm going to continue pronouncing it Ghibli because
I'm going to stick with Ghibli.
I'm still not convinced. No, it's because we watched the video and the guy was just talking about the origin of the word, and apparently there is an Italian aircraft.
It's an Italian word.
It's an Italian. No, it's not an Italian word. That's what the guy was saying. You should probably just put a link for the video.
Yeah,
be a lot better. Just
First episode, the pronunciation of Ghibli, guys.
Yeah. So, man. Yeah, this is not where I thought we were going.
Oh, there we go. We're talking about everything.
But basically, we watched like maybe a minute of a like 10-minute long video that was in the middle of the video. But anyway, and it was the person was just talking about how it was an Italian aircraft called, as far as I know, that was as far as I remember anyway, that was called Ghibli.
Yeah.
Or was it? It was Ghibli, yeah.
I think so. I was hardly listening, but I heard. Yeah.
It's confusing because I only just realized when we started this that you pronounce it another way. So there's like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Have
But
you
anyway,
watching Studio Ghibli movies?
I've always pronounced it Ghibli. I've always heard people pronounce it Ghibli as well.
I think that's right.
I don't know if it's necessarily right. But anyway, there's a plane called that, and then it's pronounced the language that it comes from. I can't remember what it was, but it was meant to be pronounced Ghibli, and people think that the name was inspired by that plane. But whether or not it was is I guess. Maybe I should just do more research on it. I'll come back to it. Back to that.
Yeah, we'll touch on it every episode.
Next time when we actually decide to talk about any studio, because that is something I've been watching a lot lately.
What's some of your favorite stuff? Because I've only seen My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Ponyo, and
You watched Ponyo?
Yeah, I saw. I think it was the first one I ever saw, but the most recent one I watched was Kiki's Delivery Service, which I really loved.
I thought I'd talk to you about Ponyo a little while ago because when I watched, I don't know, I find with their movies, I always like then there's not a lot to the actual. Well, forgive, there'd be heaps of people that would probably hate on me.
There's not a lot to the movies, guys.
It doesn't seem like it to the story.
Yeah.
Like Ponyo's actually there's quite a bit that goes on there, but I don't know, like Kiki's Delivery Service. It's basically, if you just watch it, like and you don't get into depth of it, it's basically just a girl who is a witch, and that's fine.
Yeah,
you know,
normal,
it's just normal in society. She flies around and on a
moves to a new
broom.
town, starts up a delivery service on a broom.
Yeah, but basically, it's just the whole story is that witches are meant to move away to a new town or something like that, and that's where they do their training to become a better witch, is by moving to another town and being the witch for that town, I guess. Yeah. And she goes there to a new town, and she starts up a delivery service, and it's really the story is just about her relations with people there,
experiencing
and
the town,
and I guess.
Did you fall in love?
Becoming a bit. I think she did.
Yeah.
And becoming like a
better
witch, I guess. Yeah.
I guess and it's witches. It was interesting because I liked how it was like witches, as in not your typical like dark evil witch. It was more like medicine.
It seemed
healing.
It seemed more like it was a positive rather than any kind of negative.
Yeah,
like
it was cool.
It was almost like someone. I don't know. I guess. I don't really know. I'd have to look into it more, but it seemed more like it was like someone was born with a gift and they were able to do the magic.
Yeah.
Sort of like I don't know, like Avatar, I guess, Last Airbender, where people were born with the ability to bend certain elements to their
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing where it's like it's more a positive, rather than any kind of negative. But anyway, that's a whole nother show.
There we go.
You haven't watched that, have you?
Avatar. Dude, I have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You watched
it was
the
a movie made by M. Night Shyamalan.
Nah.
It was great.
Okay, so we need to cover that at some point.
It was good, right?
That's going to be like over an hour long segment, I think, if we start
getting me to watch Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. To be honest,
you'll like it. You would like it.
I liked the movie, but it's because it was like I watched it a while ago.
See, that's not the right answer.
I've never watched the show, so I don't know what it could have been. It was an okay movie.
Yeah.
So I got to watch it sometime. I will.
Yeah.
I'll make myself watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to watch more Studio Ghibli. We'll do.
It's not even that big of a commitment to watch them because there's only 3 seasons
of Avatar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then there's the Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Which has 4 seasons.
And then I rewatch the movie, and then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 3 seasons because there's water, there's the Book of Water, and then there's the Book of Earth and the Book of Fire, and they don't have an air book because
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
There you go.
It would be a pretty short book.
I'll do it. But yeah, I really want to watch. I'll watch some more Studio Ghiblis, and we'll do some episodes on it because I want to watch more. What's your favorite? What's your favorite one?
But anyway, as I was saying before, favorite one I can't say yet because I haven't actually watched them all. I'm still watching them through. But I think my favorite. I was just kind of trying to remember all the names because I've watched a lot more than you. So it's like
you told me about one the other night.
Yeah, I know there is one that I definitely at the moment have preferred.
Yeah.
And enjoyed the most. But I can't remember what it was called.
Was it Arietti?
Oh, Arietti.
Yes, there we go.
And again, like as I was saying, for the stories of these, there's not like this huge, amazing arc of like saving the world. Some of them have that of like saving the world and stuff like that. But a lot of the ones that I prefer from them, they have like a more low key sort of story. It's like real chill. And it's more just the experience of watching it, and it's like the art and the.
They somehow make them like real emotional, like real.
Yeah,
like you kind of just connect to the characters, and it's
and
real.
like just the soundtrack and everything like that. Everything just goes so well.
Just
with
done
it,
with like excellence.
It's just such a chill movie to watch, and I always enjoy them as just like a nice unwind at the end of the week to watch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't always watch them at the end of the week, but you know. Like
finish off the week.
I've always found them to be really chill and really good way of unwinding. But I think a lot of it really goes into the actual worlds themselves, though, because I don't know. I guess being like more of a soft world building style, a lot of them, where it doesn't really, a lot of isn't explained and doesn't need to be explained, like. Kiki's Delivery Service, you don't need to know the history of witches to know that they're just... You just need to know that they're accepted and they're part of society.
Part of who the character is.
Yeah. And that, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like it makes it less of an ordeal, I guess, to watch. You don't have to wrap your head around a huge world.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this chair's a bit creaky.
We're sitting on leather chairs.
Sorry, guys.
Who thought that was a good idea? Why is the leather chairs down under my house?
I don't know. I don't live here, so I can't explain that. But yeah, anyway, so that's basically me. I've been playing a bit of Xbox, but my gaming...
We got the new Xboxes.
We've got the new Xboxes.
I know a lot of people still don't. It's crazy to me because I see like online overseas, people are just out of stock.
Yeah.
But I haven't month like months.
It's pretty crazy. I had to wait for ages for mine, but nowhere near as long as some people.
Yeah, that's been good.
But been playing a lot lately, but my gaming is very inconsistent.
That's one word for it.
Yeah, I basically I don't know.
Every time I turn on my Xbox, I see you on a different game.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. But it's. I have sort of like, it's almost like a roster sort of system, I guess I have going, where I'm like, I'll play this game for this week, and then next week I'll focus more on this other game, and I sort of roster my games around, So like this week I've been playing a lot of Ark Survival.
Yeah.
But then, see, this is the thing. I know people who are playing Ark Survival. People at work are playing it, and that's why I've jumped in to play it with them. But then you've started making mention of Sea of Thieves lately.
I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves.
And you've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves, which we've played in the past a lot, and I've still got it, and I enjoy the game. And now I'm like, maybe I want to play that now. Yeah, because now you guys are playing it. So I'm like, maybe I'll jump in with you. And
then if you do that, that means you're going to be playing Ark for a couple of days?
Basically, yeah. So then if I jumped out, and now I'm like tempted to jump over and play Sea of Thieves this next weekend. So talking about gaming for me is probably not going to be a good thing. Like, I probably won't really.
We could do this podcast. Hamish's Game of the Week.
I could do that. We could add a little segment. Let's do a little segment, I think.
What's Hamish playing?
What's Hamish been playing this?
Yeah.
For however much of a gap there is between each episode.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I think that's good. But anyway, what about you though? So where do you work? We just did my whole introduction, which is basically the entire episode now. Yeah. You forgot where you work.
I forgot that's what I asked you initially.
You forgot the list of questions.
Yeah, okay. I work at North Power, which is an electrical and fibre and contracting company here in New Zealand. We live in New Zealand, by the way.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, but I worked for a while straight out of school, started in IT at North Power, and I did that for 3 years, and I am at my 4th year there now, but I've transitioned into the marketing team. So it's a whole new place for me, a whole new thing, doing advertisement and marketing. I didn't study for it. I'm working with a whole ton of people that have, and it's like super daunting.
Yeah.
Bit of learning curve, but that's what I do.
But I mean, you're still working there. You've been working there for like how long?
I'm still there, yeah. So
Yeah.
So
you must be doing something right.
Yeah. But I'm married. I got married last year, just before lockdown, just before COVID. Yeah, our lockdown.
When was our lockdown? It was like March?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it ended in...
I got married on March 25th. I pray that that's right.
Yeah.
Monique's above us. I can't hear her saying no. So, yep, good.
We're in the basement currently.
I got married March 25th, and that was just the day before we went into big lockdown. So it's been ages. I can't believe it's January. It's only been a year since we went into lockdown. It's been a year since I've been married. It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got married. I got a cat recently, Mina, named after the main chick in the Dracula book.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A book I haven't read.
I haven't read it. I've got it. I'm going to this year.
You're going to read it?
Stay tuned, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you set yourself any reading goals this year?
Yeah, I'm going to read 20 books.
20?
Yeah.
Ew.
I read 14 last year.
Is that the goal you set?
Yeah. No, I think I got 15 last year and I read 14. And
What? You're one off.
I know. I don't know what was I doing in December? What did I...
Why don't you just like grab like a thin
I don't know. I should just read a random novella. But I'm disappointed in myself because I used to be super into reading. And through school we both were. We read quite a bit. We did a lot of writing, creative stories and stuff. And I read heaps. And then after school I went like 3 years where I didn't touch a book.
Yeah. I'm still in that 3 years phase for me.
Yeah. 3 years.
It's been a lot longer than 3 years for me.
But last year was the first time that I kind of picked up a book again, and I read 14, which is pretty good. Yeah. But I want to keep growing that, so I'm going to read 20 this year. I'm currently reading Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my goodness. We're going to be talking about that soon as well.
Oh no.
When you're done.
Yeah.
And I reckon we wait until you're done, you write a review up, and then we'll talk about your review.
We're going to do Pride and Prejudice episode.
We're going to talk about your review, I think.
You're going to critique my Pride and Prejudice review. Okay, that sounds good.
I feel like I should read it then as well, but I don't want to.
I need to give an excuse for it. I just got to say, guys, it's the most highly rated book on Goodreads, okay? So, yeah, there you go. I'm reading like the best rated book ever. But I recently watched, in a day, in my holidays, I went round to my parents' place, I watched the 8-hour BBC, I don't know if it's 8 hours, 6 hours, BBC, Pride and Prejudice, and I liked it.
You sacrificed a day for that.
And I liked it. And then I watched the movie. I prefer the BBC. The movie was good. Yeah, I don't know. I've always had a thing against it, but I don't know what's happening to me. Why am I spending so much time talking about Pride and Prejudice? Let's just move on. I'm reading that.
Yeah. So we've gathered that you've set a goal for books.
Yeah, 20 books I'm going to read.
You live in New Zealand.
I live in New Zealand. I'm married.
You've got a cat.
I've got a cat.
And you're reading Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, what am I making myself
You're a
out
crazy
to be?
Pride and Prejudice fan.
I wouldn't call myself that. Oh no. What? Okay, I gotta. I'm actually, guys. Forget the Pride and Prejudice stuff. I'm a massive fantasy and sci-fi fan. I'm a massive horror geek. I watch too many movies. I'm massively into cinema. I've been rewatching through the Lord of the Rings movies with my family. I'm showing my wife Lord of the Rings for the first time, which blows my mind. She hasn't seen it.
She's seen Star Wars yet?
Yes. Oh, not the prequels.
Not the prequels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll show her those eventually. But yeah, we're showing Lord of the Rings. I'm loving rewatching it. Me and Hamish actually must be like 3 years ago now.
Oof, I don't even know.
Went down to Auckland and we watched all 3 Lord of the Rings extended editions back to back to back in a movie cinema. And I loved it. It was a long day though. It was like 10 till 10.
A huge commitment watching those.
At the end, that was just so... I think I cried in Return of the King. It was just like... I don't know if I was crying with how emotional the movie was or just it's time to leave.
I think I was crying because I was staring at the screen for too long.
My eyes couldn't help but cry. But yeah,
I know there's not actually a screen there. Okay, it's not,
Yeah,
It's the theatres,
the canvas
isn't
of
it?
the theatre. Yeah,
It's the light.
harsh on the eyes, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've been watching that. Been playing Scythe with you.
Yeah.
That's been super fun. Won the last 2 games we played. Never won any ones before that, so I'm happy with myself. Going to keep that up. I'll keep you guys updated on how well I'm doing.
We're gonna make a leaderboard, I think.
We need to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be fun. Been playing Sea of Thieves, which is like a real cool piratey game. You jump in with some guys, sail the high seas, search for treasure. Hamish is eventually going to join us. That'll be
Eventually.
good. Been playing. We both play quite a bit of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Lots of it.
That
Probably
sounds
too
super
much.
nerdy. Kind of is.
It's-
I'm going to own it.
Yeah, I'm gonna own it.
But-
D&D is extremely nerdy. Well, nerdy or geeky?
Geeky, probably.
But
to be honest,
I think these days it's basically the same thing.
with fantasy fans, it's kind of just like the ultimate fantasy fan thing to do.
Yeah.
Create a fantasy character, play as it, roll some dice, play a board game. It's great. Everything all together. But yeah, that's pretty much me.
Hmm.
To ask you any more questions?
I was just...
Oh yeah, I haven't seen
trying to
Avatar,
think.
but I've seen the Avatar movie.
Yeah, we gathered that earlier. Don't need to go back to that. Is there anything else?
I don't know.
Heck.
How long have we been talking for?
I don't know.
27 minutes.
We've been talking 27 minutes.
Yeah, 27 minutes.
Well, let's just think if there's anything else we can talk about. So
Um,
I feel like we've talked a lot.
this is good. This is a pretty good introduction.
But...
I know you. I know you better now.
Okay. I still don't know you that well. No. I don't know. Maybe should talk about like how we know each other.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. We met in high school.
Yeah. What year was it? It was year 11?
Year 10.
End of year 10.
End of year 10, last term.
Which is secondary school.
Yes.
Yeah. Just before becoming...
It's like...
Just before going into NCEA or just before actually doing...
It's like
getting
junior
credits
high,
and-
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Freshman.
Yeah. So I joined this school at the end of year 10, and I don't think we met then, but I don't think we really hung out much.
Not
The
really.
first term. I think we were friends.
Yeah.
We became friends quite quickly,
Yeah, we
but we
did.
didn't really hang out much in the first term.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we met in high school. I think in high school you got me into D&D. You got me into. I never
I think
played it
before
before.
that, like, I think what really, like, got us to bond, first of all, was writing.
Yes, definitely.
Like, we used to write. We used to be super into
You
creative
used
writing.
to be, you used to be really into reading and writing. I was mainly just writing, and my reason for writing was because I couldn't find anything interesting for me to read.
So you
Like
just
I
wanted to write
well,
something good.
Actually, to be honest, it was mainly horror. I loved horror as
Yeah.
a kid, but I wanted to read it. I wanted to read horror, but anything I read, it just wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite what I was wanting. Like I was wanting, I don't know. As a kid, I was more like, when I was like a real little kid, I
Yeah.
was more thinking. I'm talking like 8 or 9. I was more thinking like haunted mansion, creepy sort of thing. It's not really, not really horror. It's just more like I don't know. I guess Goosebumps. I never read those.
I never read Goosebumps.
I think I would have loved them as a kid.
Yeah.
But I think that's more what I was going for. But any horror books that I had read as a kid, I guess they were too. I didn't like anything to do with like demons and spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
I more like monsters. I think.
We should probably say as well, we're both Christians.
Yeah.
So I guess I wish I read Goosebumps, but I think growing up, my parents were a little bit too like, that's a bit evil. And
I don't know enough about it.
yeah, I didn't know
never
enough about
read it.
either. But
I don't think I ever read it just because it just never showed up on our bookshelf, so never read it.
But I was into like I don't know if you ever read Hardy Boys was a classic. The Three Investigators was another classic.
I've heard of some of those.
They were like
but
investigating supernatural crazy stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, my issue is that I didn't do a lot of reading, but I liked reading. But the thing was just that I didn't have any books that I thought were interesting enough for me to read, and so I started wanting to write those books.
Yeah.
Write something that I'd want to read. So that's the reason why I got into writing. I guess I don't know what that would be for you.
I don't know. I always grew up. My dad was an avid reader, and I think he got me and my brother into reading. Like I grew up reading heaps of books. I read the Lord of the Rings trilogy when I was probably younger than I should have been to read all that old style English stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'd always enjoyed it. I always loved it. I always found myself, like everyone said I was good at it. I don't know if that was just my parents being nice, but I used to like write random books and then go outside my house and sell books to people for like $2 coins out on the street. My parents were always watching, but it's crazy to think about now. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed writing. I think at school though, I wish I'd written better stuff. I wrote some cool stuff, but I always would like make it about members of the class or kind of try and make it.
Yeah, I think it was because I sort of incorporated that as well. When I went into class, I started doing the same thing. I think it was more because, well, we were in a small school.
Yeah.
We were a small class, really. And so everyone knew each other. And we were all sort of, I guess we were all sort of friends in a way.
We're still pretty close.
We're close acquaintances. We're good acquaintances with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I guess it was a way to make people interested in what you were writing and make them want to read.
Hey, you guys read
and
this.
Keep up to date with it.
Yeah.
Was that you would... Oh, but I think a lot of the time people asked to be in there.
Yeah. That's pretty...
If someone wanted to read it, what we were writing, we'd let them read it because, I don't know...
Hey, chuck me in as a character.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, because we might add in, like, I don't know, some of our closer friends.
Yeah.
And then some of them not so close friends might be like, check us in as well.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, we both wrote heaps. And I think that's how we both really got into that. Then we both started like talking about we watched the same stuff. And I don't know, we really...
Yeah. And I think it was mainly over like nerdy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, what else? I feel like there was something else that we both...
Both did gaming?
We both did gaming.
We both lived quite close as well. So we just started hanging out heaps.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because each year we sort of went through different phases.
Yeah, we did.
So we were writing all the way through. It was the big thing that we sort of brought us together. But then I remember one year a lot of it was we both had PSPs and we were playing Monster Hunter.
Yes. We've got classic
memories
of Monster Hunter. We still play the new Monster Hunter. But yeah, we used to go to the library after school, play Monster Hunter.
And then I remember at one point also we were both getting into manga at the library because we would hang out in the library lots, and then they had a whole section with manga and stuff, and we used to So it'd be another thing I'd be interested.
We're probably the nerdiest people in class, to be honest.
We were,
yeah.
That was probably the reason why we were hanging out a lot of the time.
Just outcasts, classic breakfast clubs.
I don't know. If
we weren't outcasts. I don't think anyone was.
Yeah, I think it was just more that there was no one else in the class that would want to talk so much about nerdy stuff as each one of us. So I think that sort of brought us more together. Yeah. Because there was always something to talk about.
I mean, I guess if you've been listening to the last half an hour, that's pretty much us just all the time. So
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so we met in high school.
Yeah.
Became good friends.
Real good friends.
I think another big thing was that we decided that we wanted to write a book series together.
This has been the ongoing,
We haven't.
We need to touch on this. We've been planning. We've spent so many years planning this out. We used to go to each other's houses, go to the library to big planning sessions of this big fantasy series we're going to write.
And then we set ourselves a goal, like at the end of this year, we want this much written. And then stuff gets in the way. We don't do it.
No.
And then the next time we meet up and we decide to talk about it, we have to refresh everything. And we go over it. And we've been like, we've changed so much since then. This idea is bad. This is so corny. Let's change this.
And we still want to
remake the entire world, basically. Last time we talked, we planned out. We literally made the entire world like completely different. Like, as it wasn't. It's nowhere near the same.
No.
As it, like, it's nothing is the same basically, except for like one name. I think for one, like the big bad in the book. It's the same, I think, all the way through.
And we still want to write it. We just haven't. We've got so many things going on. We're going to write something.
We are.
At this time, last time we talked about it, we were like, we're going to stop.
We're going to stop.
This big planning thing that we've never amounted to anything. We're going to just try to write something. So I think we'll keep you guys updated as well. We're going to try to do a little bit of writing. I'd love to start writing some short stories. I'm also wanting to maybe write some short films. Yeah,
I think as far as story writing goes, I think we've just basically decided that we that are huge. Because what we had planned was that Jasher was going to write 3 books of this world.
How
And
old
at the
were we when we
exact same
started this?
time,
We were like
14, I think, probably.
probably even
At the exact same time, I was going to be writing the next 3 books in the series that were going to be in a different location, and they were going to slightly overlap each other, the stories, and it was going to be different people, but it was going to be in the same world and following the same story.
And then together, we were going to do a trilogy based after that.
After that, which was going to be...
trilogies were going to work towards and incorporate characters, and we had to think about that while we were writing our current ones.
Yeah.
Why did we...
I don't know, but...
It was fun to plan.
It was really fun to plan, but it took so many hours off of, we should have been focusing on,
we should have been studying.
Yeah. Yeah. Homework and stuff like that we should have been doing, but we were planning this instead.
Yep.
But we decided that we wanted to write our own stuff at the time being. More like just something that we don't have to do a big commitment to each other to try and do this story, and we're letting each other down if we don't do it. We just decided, okay, let's just write a book each. Just get a few books done. It don't have to be published or anything. Just something done so that we can say we have written a book. Yeah. And then maybe we'll start looking at writing this humongous world, and
after we have a couple planning sessions and completely rethink
everything.
But guys, you're listening to soon to be, probably years and years in the future, published authors. It's going to happen one day.
It's going to happen. I might be an old man.
We might,
but I'll probably still be doing this.
We might be on a deathbed, but
I'll probably still pop this little lapel mic on
anymore. But
you just hear the beeping in the background in the hospital. My goodness, it's got morbid.
That's what are we thinking about the end already. But we're good friends. We bond heaps at school. We have a lot of the same hobbies. We get along real well. We were best men at each other's weddings, which has been real cool. We're doing a podcast together.
Yep.
This is good. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I think
I'm still drinking my tea.
How didn't you finish that? How haven't you?
It's getting cold now.
I finished my milkshake too fast.
It's because I've been avoiding making noises like that. So I've been doing little tiny sips.
That's surely not coming through. Okay, probably. It probably is coming through. That one definitely came through. Is that a good introduction episode? I think
probably
it is.
Not.
Probably not. What do we talk about? Ghibli?
We've talked about everything. Everything that we were thinking that we might do an episode on.
Yeah, but going forward, we're going to actually have topics, guys.
The thing is, I'm enjoying this. I don't really want to stop talking right now. And this is basically what we decided we want to record. Is whenever we sit down, it's a lot of it is for us as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a real mobile mic setup, so we're thinking we can just do this anywhere, whenever we have time, whenever we want to talk about something. Yeah.
And we might have more structure to it later on. We might have episodes where we might bring guests in, or we go interview people.
Eventually do interviews, that'd be cool.
I know that you have been wanting to do get into a lot of the cryptids in New Zealand and actually start talking to people.
Why don't we go out looking for the New Zealand Bigfoot and do an episode on that?
See, the thing is that we were planning on doing a cryptid. Yeah. This is before we decided to do this one. We were planning on doing this podcast. We were planning on doing a cryptid podcast. And before that, we were doing
gaming and movie news,
stuff.
And we've been doing a D&D podcast for ages, so we're jack of all trades over here.
Yeah. So basically, we've decided that we want this podcast to be everything that we want to talk about.
But we do want to keep it interesting, and I guess we're going to talk about things we like. But you guys, if you have anything you want us to talk about, that'll be super awesome. Yeah. That'll be super cool to look into things that people want to have discussions about.
And we also probably realise we're not really going to get a huge following, at least at first, and we're probably not ever. There's a good chance we might never. But I think it's important to note that we're doing this because we enjoy this. We enjoy just talking in general about nerdy stuff that we've been.
Exactly.
Essentially, this is just our catch up. It's just
another hobby outlet, which would be cool.
Yeah. And in the future, we probably will start to put more effort into actually planning and structuring episodes. But we'll probably always still have episodes that are just lazy talking, like us just talking about
Last minute,
unplanned. Just last minute. You want to do a podcast episode? Sit down.
What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, but this is going to be good. Yeah, so I mean, if we're not doing this because we want to get a big audience, but if you are listening, that's awesome. Let us know.
That's awesome.
That'll be cool.
That would be
make
awesome.
our day. And I guess we're not wanting to go real big, like social medias or anything, but I think if you want to just follow along, we're just going to have an Instagram and a Twitter, and we'll probably just post, like, not weekly, not monthly, I don't know, whenever we do episode stuff, just to keep you updated.
Yeah, we both do have our own personal accounts on those things, but we don't
follow us.
But we're not really planning on, like, there are
we want
personal
them a bit,
accounts.
like,
We're not putting anything to do with the podcast on those.
I guess as well, like, as I said, we read, we watch movies. We've got a Letterboxd accounts, both of us, so we just rate movies we've watched.
Well, you do a lot more than me.
You.
Every couple of months, he sends me a text telling me to update it.
Update your Letterboxd.
And then I go on and I update it, like 5 or 6 movies, and then I don't touch it again.
And then wait for the next monthly text.
Yeah.
But then feel free to follow me on Goodreads to see my updates as part of Pride and Prejudice, guys.
Yeah. I think I need to get my account active again.
Yeah. When are you doing? What's your reading goal for the year, Hamish?
Oh yeah, I have set a reading goal this year.
Have you?
Yeah.
What
5 books.
5 books. Good. I'm looking forward to.
I realized that I'm a really slow reader. I've known this for pretty much my whole life. But I don't know. I realized that having a baby really limits the amount of time that you can actually spend reading. And also, like, whenever I sit down to, I get time to read a book, we often end up, like, me and Abby my wife, his name Abby, her name's Abby.
My wife's name's Monique.
Yeah.
There we
go. But yeah, we basically end up going through books together a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so we end up either reading out loud or whatever, which even slows it down even more.
Yeah.
To be honest. So I think the reason why I've set such a small goal is because of that. Like, I basically, at the end of this year, I want to be able to say that I've completed my goal.
Just get out of that 3 years not reading stint.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like at the end of it, like, I set myself 10 books, 15 books.
I don't know if I can do 20.
And then be like, I read 2.
Yeah,
and then just be like, what the heck. So I'm thinking that, like, if I set myself a more manageable goal, I'm more likely to, like, push myself to try and complete it.
Yeah.
It's my thought, anyway.
Yeah. Send us book recommendations, movie recommendations.
Yeah.
Add them towards our goal. But I guess that's I think we've been talking for 45 minutes. But that's okay for, like, our first episode.
Yeah.
Give us a break, guys. You know, it's an introduction.
Yeah.
So we'll try to.
This is going to play before every episode.
This is the introduction. You'll hear this before every episode. Yeah. This is going to be theme music after this. Then the episode will start.
Yeah.
But great. Yeah, this has been the first entry into the Collectanea of Everything.
Sweet.
So this has been great. We'll catch you guys next time. We don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we'll find a topic.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun.
Probably something that we've been talking about in this episode.
Yeah.
We'll actually, like, do some in-depth, like, look into it.
The proper pronunciation of Ghibli next episode, guys.
Okay.
Rewatching the Avatar movie together? Let's do that this week.
No.